I wanted to just do a quick video on the cost of building this layout, because one of the concerns I had when my son got into model railways and then I got bitten by the bug as well was the apparent cost, not only in buying these things, rolling stock and engines, but actually the track and making the layout. So I thought I'd just say a few things about how to make a model railway on the cheap. Firstly, this layout was bought on eBay for originally £40, and effectively we haven't added an awful lot of track to it. The track that we have got has all been bought second hand. Now, second hand points are a bit risky. One or two that we've bought don't work, but ironically most of the ones on here do. The second hand crossover has been a little bit temperamental, and also the second hand first radius track here that goes up the hill needed a good clean. But actually most of the track, if you buy it, you can get it on eBay. If you're careful what you buy, take into account the postage, it's possible to buy the track for about half of what it will cost you in the shops. Now what we've then also been able to do is all this cardboard was all free. The big thick cardboard came from a freezer that was delivered. The thin cardboard comes from my job. It's left over from packaging samples that I get. And in fact, if you ask around, I'm sure you can find most people that will let you have corrugated cardboard for free. And then obviously we've used a lot of newspaper. The modelling materials have to be bought new. The other big savings, so I'm saying here that you can buy the track cheap, have been some of these locos. The locos and all the rolling stock have all been bought reduced on eBay, or some of them, the Hornby one there was bought at half price actually from the Hornby shop. And in fact the original layout that started all this off was a Hornby starter set, which of course is how everybody starts their model railways. And that also was bought cheap. And in fact we don't have a single loco or rolling stock that we paid full price for. Now how much you pay depends where you buy it. But a big thing that we found is, what's a big help, is if you don't want to set it at a specific time or place. Because obviously if you do, that gives you less leeway in what you buy. We've actually just bought the engines we like. So that engine there cost us something like £6 on eBay including postage, and has turned out to be the best runner. The signal box was bought on eBay. We did pay a bit for that, but that's rather nice. And the daypole buildings were all bought new. You can buy them used on eBay, but actually perversely with postage they usually end up paying more. The little building there is a sentimental one. That was on my father's model railway layout some 40 years ago, and we've got a couple of his old buildings which we're hoping to use on this layout. My father had layouts when I was a very small child and then went on to other modelling things. And I've done the other way. I've modelled tanks and aeroplanes, and then in the last 2 years come on to railways. So what we're hoping to do is make this whole layout probably for about £200, and we'll do an update on that. We could do it cheaper if we didn't keep buying trains and engines and rolling stock. And I think if you realise you only need maybe 3 engines and half a dozen, maybe 10 coaches and wagons at most, I'm sure you could build this quite cheaply. So this is really just a way to say, if you want a bit of fun and you want a model railway, it doesn't have to cost lots, and we'll update that as we go along. So that's how we've hopefully done our railway on the cheap, if you like.